Sabona, Sabona, say how do you do? Sabona, Sabona, I'm fine, how are you? Morning, how did I greet you? Yeah, you're right, that's good. I greeted you in Zulu this morning and you remembered that. Well done. Right, today, guys, I'm going to be talking to you about measuring, okay, how we measure things. And how we measure things that are long, and that's what we're going to be talking about. And when we measure things that are long and things that are longer, and we're looking for the longest thing, we usually use this, okay? And this is called a ruler. Right, you're right. If you said this is what you draw lines with, you're right. You get straight lines if you use this as well, okay? So this is also used to draw straight lines when you hold it like that, but it's used to measure. And how do we measure? We measure in things called centimeters. Okay. So now this morning I actually have two of my caterpillar friends that I brought along with me, right, to measure them. And you can see they're both long, but this one is longer, okay? And this one is not as long. Right, so I can measure with my ruler. Look here. It only goes to there. So my ruler is not going to be long enough to measure with. So what am I going to need? I'm going to need this thing. And this thing's called a tape measure. And I can pull it out to measure how long I need the thing. So it's much longer than a ruler, but it still records in centimeters. Okay, so let's actually have a look at this caterpillar. If I hook on here and here is a bit skewed, so he's a bit difficult. Okay, and he says, if I look at this and I try and measure him as best I can, this caterpillar is 50 centimeters long. Okay, right, let's measure this one now. His little friend is only 33 centimeters long. Okay, so this caterpillar is definitely longer than this one. Although it's long, okay, this caterpillar is definitely longer than that. So that's why we measure, and we use things like tape measures and rulers to see how long something is. Now, what I really wanted to do this morning was actually measure up Arabella. But I haven't actually seen her around. But then while I've been working with you, I must admit something's been crawling around here. Okay, and who have I got? Hello, look what I've got. And so where did you come out from? Okay, you are under my chair. Right, so why have you got the mask on? We're inside. Why are you wearing the mask? Okay, because Sophia said to you there were coughing caterpillars. Well, these aren't coughing caterpillars. These are just caterpillars, and they're not coughing. I know what it was when we told the story, the curse story. Ah, yes, Sophia gave us her story about the caterpillars coughing. Well, there's no caterpillars coughing here, so you can take off your mask if you like. Now, I have measured these two caterpillars, Arabella, and now I would like to measure you. Right, this caterpillar is 50 centimeters long. This one is about 33 centimeters long. So we're going to move them so that I can measure you. What did you say? They are caterpillars. She says they're not caterpillars. She says they're just egg boxes. Well, they might be egg boxes, but they're egg box caterpillars. Right, let's see. See if we can measure you now. Right. Are you lying straight? Let's move you a little bit further forward so the children can see you. Whoa, even bent the tape measure. Right, you are 70 centimeters long. Right, so you are 20 centimeters longer than this little caterpillar. And he's not little, he's long. Right, he comes all the way to here. If I measure him from your head and I measure him to here, It's only this back part of your body that he doesn't reach. Okay, so he's still long. Okay, but I can say after measuring you, you are the longest. Okay, so when I measured you, I definitely found you went right over the table and your bottom even was difficult to measure. So you're the longest one I've got here. Okay, and then the other caterpillars are also long, but you're the longest one. They're not egg boxes, they're caterpillars. Stop laughing. It's not very nice. Okay, be nice. You can sit on my knee. Right. You're sneaking in here. I can see it. Okay. So if Arabella is the longest caterpillar, and this caterpillar over here, let's put it there, and this caterpillar here, this one you can't see, goodness me, let's put it there, now you can see. And this caterpillar is long, but this one you can see, oh, is longer. It's creeping all over here, he's so long. Oh, he's longer. Right, then we would say, she's the longest, he's long, but this caterpillar is longer. Right, now I'm going to actually see if we write, because we can measure not only with tape measures and things, but we can also measure with our hands. Okay, there we go. Can we see this caterpillar nicely? Now I want you to see nicely. Okay, so let me measure this caterpillar with my hands. 1, 2, and I've got to put this hand down there, and it's 3. Okay, so if I measure with my hand, 1, 2, 3. This caterpillar is 3 hands long. Right, let's measure this one then. Move you out the way a little bit so the children can see. 1, measure there. Oh, and nearly 2. Okay, so this one is definitely longer. Although this one's long, this one's longer. Okay, so we measured with our hands then. We can also measure with our toys to see how long caterpillars and things are as well. Okay, I measured with my hands. We've measured with the tape measure. Couldn't measure with the ruler because the caterpillars were too long. Okay, so now I'm going to measure with my ladders. There's 1 ladder, 2 ladders. I'm going to move caterpillar back a little bit, then I think you can see better. 3 ladders, 4 ladders, 5 ladders, 6 ladders long. Okay, so this caterpillar is about 6 ladders long. We measured the ladders and he was 6 ladders long. So you can measure with your blocks or your Lego or big wooden blocks if you've got. Right, now let's measure this long one. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4. Okay, so this one is only 4 ladders long. And the long one was 6 ladders long. So definitely this one was longer than this one. So he's only long, but that one is longer. Right. What I'm going to ask you to do now as well, when you are at home, I want to see what you can measure. To see which, or whatever thing you're measuring, is the longest. Okay? Then I want to measure you to measure something else that is just long. And then I want you to measure something that is longer than the long one. Okay? But not as long as the longest, because then it won't be the longest. So when we measure, those are difficult words that we've got to remember. Something might be long, something else might be longer, and then the very longest will be like Arabella, very, very long. Okay. So those are the words that we actually need to learn when we are measuring. And that's what I want you to do at home. And I don't mind what you use. Whether you use blocks, whether you use your hands, whether you use a ruler, it doesn't matter. Whether you get a tape measure out, none of that matters. What matters is that you find something that is long. Then find something that is longer, and then measure something that is the longest. And I can't wait for you to tell me what you've found and what you've measured. So I'm going to say goodbye, so long, farewell, adieu.